That's why Bloomberg won.
Right, you don't know.
All right, we're live. We got no viewers right now.
Bloomberg won?
Seriously live?
Yeah.
Jen, do you want a picture of the grocery fridge?
Yes.
Oh, are you on my thing?
Yeah. You don't see it?
Yo, what up? Call me Mr. Tibbs. I will call you Mr. Tibbs.
Yo.
We were just talking about how
Tibsies.
some people are so dumb. Well, not dumb, but some people
It's
just
just-
don't pay attention to politics, and they'll see a Mike Bloomberg ad,
Or
like
any ad,
American
like-
Samoa, and they'll vote for him.
It's just like crazy how I'm actually still looking at your
Yeah, there's a
live feed.
delayed. Oh, that actually looks pretty legit.
I'm gonna go on.
Where have my Kyle? Well, every Tuesday there's been like a debate or someone's dropped out. So Kyle does like his breaking news videos. Can you everybody log off of their phones? Because there's delays. Please log. I'm gonna.
I'm turning off the sound.
Why do you have to watch it there, Rosetta Gwendolyn? Yeah, Tuesdays Kyle's had like someone dropping out or there's been a debate. But there's a lot going on in politics, so we'll have Kyle and Corin back. Tupac or Biggie, because he's from East Coast.
Yeah, but really, I think Tupac's music is actually...
More substantive
Ooh,
in it.
good word.
Molly, go away. I'm gonna report you or something. Like Molly's sitting in the same room right now, like trolling us.
Hey, Chapman.
I just want Tasteless Opinion to come because he can roast you real quick.
In the comments?
Who? All right, so we were talking about, for real, we're watching Shark Tank.
Can you set that up in like a better place?
How?
Did you go get the tripod? Okay, let me.
Hold on. Look. Hey.
No, that's weird. That's like, it was fine me holding it.
Do you want me to just.
There we go.
No, people are gonna get nauseous.
All right, sorry.
Jed doesn't have a YouTube channel because he doesn't know. Yeah, you can get the tripod. Nah, we'll just do this.
See,
Is this
look,
view?
look at Bill Conway.
Is this view okay?
Terrible Jed,
What?
when you put it down there.
Vote. Is
Yeah.
this view okay or no? That's my brother. He's done a couple chats. He did an original chat about himself, and then he followed up with
Terps 2020 NCAA.
because I looked at him and I was like, it looks like someone I know. Maybe you know him, Cole.
Where are you from, Cole? Troutman?
Still higher quality. Is this view okay, or should we get the tripod?
Tripod.
Is your hand gonna get tired?
Probably. All right, so
What were
should
we
we
talking
be
about?
scared about the coronavirus?
No.
Did someone say that?
No, I said that. All right, we were talking about like American Samoa, like
No,
the
no,
people
no.
aren't educated. Well, maybe they're educated.
What the hell are you talking about?
That they're
No, I'm just
the
talking about in
education
general,
about
like,
politics, and they see it.
People,
Bloomberg.
these
ad.
politicians spend so much money on like carpet bombing.
Can you get the tripod?
Carpet bombing the airwaves with commercials because they know it'll sway votes. But like, who sits in front of their TV, watches TV, and is like, "Oh, look at that! That guy seems legit. I'm gonna vote for him."
Well, I mean,
it
obviously
works.
it worked for
That's
Mike
why they do
Bloomberg in American Samoa.
It's just crazy to think that like
South Carolina, he got third place.
I see those commercials and I pay absolutely no mind to them.
Some people, I mean, if you just nonstop hear them and see them, and you don't listen to politics, you think that he's Obama's best friend. See, Donald thinks you'd be surprised at how many people fall for those advertisements.
I know.
It's true. I mean,
It is
sometimes
true.
when Illinois was having their, I think it was Senate or governor, they had like these secret hidden tapes that they said they were playing in the commercials, and it made you like think that the guy was corrupt. All right, we got a tripod now. We're gonna get set up
They probably need a little lower, right?
right there. Oh wow. All right, so we had hibachi, and then we had. I always wonder why, like, don't people feel bad when they vote? Yeah, but they think they're making a difference because everybody says go out and vote. Where do you get your news from? Kyle, mostly. I mean, it's good to like watch
Or NPR. I listen to NPR every day.
CNN and Fox News and just see how corrupt sometimes. Drinks, Coronas. Yeah, I don't know. People are gullible.
I know it's just like they wouldn't do it if it didn't work, and they do it and it works. But it's just like, who are these people that don't have any opinion or getting any news and just like
My friend was
decide-
convinced that Obama endorsed Bloomberg. I had to finally show him an article that it was fake.
that shit is crazy.
They do that. I mean, Bernie's doing that now.
Kyle did a whole thing on that about how it was all like.
When I see you and Kyle in a game of 21, I'm retired from basketball.
Yeah, but you would
Ever watch
20
the opposition?
against Kyle, Corn versus Kyle in basketball.
I don't know who. I've never
Oh,
seen
Corn would
No, it's good to watch the op.
Wait,
It's
who lose?
crush him,
Oh, crap.
but in a game of golf, like Kyle would win.
what was I saying right before that?
Bloomberg.
Yeah. Don't go on Shark Tank and just offer up 5%. That's not enough.
Kyle would smoke both of us in golf because we don't play golf.
Like Ben, my wife, is a Dr. Shapiro.
I never got into golf because it was like so exclusive. Like you have to had so much money to play that shit. I feel like we shouldn't be watching TV right now.
My Uber driver's listening. Yeah.
Oh, tell him to shut that off, or else you're gonna give him a bad
Who
rating.
just had a on that article that I read about Kyle? The article I read about Kyle, he said he got into the Uber and the guy was playing Kyle's video and asked did you read that
Oh, is
article?
that Ben Potts 85? Oh, I shouldn't have said his name like that. That was his full name and his birthday. his whole life is gonna get hacked now.
No, if you've been on Twitter, you've seen the article.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's
is
some
it?
other guy named like B Potts 85.
Oh yeah. There was the article that Kyle put on Twitter of that they wrote about him. I don't know what the link was,
Yo.
but no, it's not me. It's Barbara Potts. Or I just said it again.
Babs Potts.
I haven't been on. Oh, what's up, Bri? You keep like.
I can't. It's too far from my eyes. I can't see it.
Barbara Potts. Stop leaning in. All right, what are you doing? Stop. Can you
I
stop?
want to show them how to do it. Weird.
They get it. I'm gonna. I keep losing my train of thought because you're like.
What do you think Bernie's chances are? Oh, it's scary now. I got to be honest. It's a little scary. I miss you, Ben. It's scary because
We'll see on Tuesday. I don't know.
Corn brought up a good point. Also, like no matter how much Kyle tries to shed light on stuff and promote stuff and whatever it is, I feel like a lot of the time he's just talking to the same people that are gonna be voting for Bernie anyway. And then like what was it, Jenk, right?
Yeah.
He got like nothing in his race.
Yeah, it wasn't like hating on Jenk, but it just goes to show like there's so much support for like.
But I was in my own like mind thinking like, oh, he's gonna do really well in that race. It's because I was just
He
thinking
got like
about it.
like fourth place or something like that. But like you see him on Twitter and he gets like, he got actually a lot of donation money from people and people are very supportive of him in his comment section and thousands and
he's got a
thousands of
platform.
like and
He's
he's
got
got
a
the
platform. Like, other
TYT
candidates
platform.
don't have that.
But it doesn't translate to like in your actual neighborhood because I mean I think it was in San Clarito, California or something like that. And
Good accent.
they're probably not all on Twitter, and so they don't it doesn't translate to winning. San
It's probably a
Clarito.
bad district, but what I'm saying is like, I hope that's
It
not.
probably is a rich district, yeah.
I hope that's not kind of like a. What's the word I'm looking for?
That shouldn't matter really if your ideas are like, oh, but they wouldn't connect with a rich person. Yeah, it's hard to break through a
That's
lifetime
true.
of propaganda.
It's
And
just-
the lady he was running against had, she had a lot of money as well, and she had the corporate media behind her.
This is like what we were talking about
Articles
earlier today.
and-
Was just that like, what's the move right now? Like Bill Maher says that everyone should just sell out, take corporate money because that's the world that we live in. And my whole thing is like, I like Bernie because he sticks to his principles. Like that's the reason why I like him.
And
Because
nothing
he's-
will get changed if you keep going down that road. I mean, like what you see with AOC and all these other young people running for like Congress is they don't take money, and that all started with Bernie. Whereas if he were to accept money and then not, give back to the corporations that were giving him money, it would just continue down the same road of people taking money, and then nothing would ultimately change. And the idea and what we want to see is to get money out of politics.
I don't know who Christy Smith is. Tell me like that.
Why,
Is that Ben that said that?
why doesn't
Thanks, Ben.
Kyle do a rally with Bernie?
Hold on, let me lean one time for Ben. Let me flick the hair for Ben.
People on. I mean, no, I think the people that Bernie has on. Can you sit still? Like
I
you're like
can't
a
get
monkey behind me
comfortable.
or something.
It's because like I have all these blankets and shit on.
No, I've never listened to Christy Smith talk, but I've seen some of her tweets, and like you could see that she's just not like on Twitter. Why isn't Kyle an official Bernie campaign advisor?
I feel like his campaign advisors kind of like see what he has to say probably, and take into consideration.
I mean, they've asked his opinion on things before, and they've like listened to what he has to say.
Brian Gonzalez. That's why they hide that dude. That's why they don't even.
Who, Biden?
Yeah, he was like.
I mean,
he has so many gaffes. The more he's in public, the more that they have sound bites on him. Like if you watch the Daily Show,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous that this guy is running for president right now because it's like.
Well, it's scary that he's getting all his momentum off of all these other people talking for him when in reality we haven't even heard him talk. Okay, good. Vote
Yeah.
for Bernie in Ohio. Oh, did you watch my chat with Andrew, the kid from University of Ohio? He is the president of the Students for Bernie club out there. He's doing good things. Shout out to him. Joining Kyle Martin. I mean, yeah, it's in Milwaukee. I'm actually, I think, away that week in July, but I would love to go to the convention and see what's up. I wanted to go to the rally today, but I couldn't get downtown to Grand Park.
Sam, the thing is, like, I feel like they're trying to protect him and hide him right now because if they do that, then he has a better chance of winning the primary. But all they're doing is just making the inevitable decision that either supporters aren't going to vote for him because like Bernie supporters or people who are more progressive won't vote for him ultimately in the general election, which is scary, but the truth. And ultimately that they're just going to hand it over to Trump. And that's like...
Well, here's also like what I've said on Kyle and Corn is like the less you speak, the more people know about you, the more they start making up ideas in their head. So if you hear like all of the corporate media talk about how good Biden is and all these positive things about him and all these endorsements that he's getting, you're just going to assume that everything he's saying is good. When in reality, you haven't heard too many policies about him. Like you haven't heard policies from him. And every time he does speak, he sounds like an idiot. So it's like the less he says, the more you think he's doing a good job. So it's a smart tactic on his team's part to say less.
Do I think that the Democratic... what did that say? Democratic Party would rather have Trump over Bernie.
I secretly...
Yeah,
I don't know.
To be honest,
Kyle has said it, and I think ratings go up when they have Trump as their president. New York Times is probably getting the most love that they've ever gotten with people reading the newspapers because it's all just about money to them. And Trump sells, unfortunately. Like people tune in,
Biden
they
already
watch
said
his
he was
stuff.
that Kamala was on his side. It's crazy. It was like Bernie was running against one person the entire time, because all these people, even though they were different human beings, they're all in it for the same thing. So like if you see everyone supporting Biden, it's like damn, all of these people were against Bernie in the first place.
My favorite Girl Scout cookie is the purple box with the coconut and the chocolate. Samoa.
That's small, yeah.
But I heard recently one, I think, who, did you tell me? Or your mom might have told me. Girl Scout cookies are now $5 a box, and they're putting less cookies in the box. So Girl Scouts are starting to get a little, like, snobby as well. So what? I got a little bit of beef with...
actual Girl Scouts.
Yeah, some of the Girl Scouts are stubborn, too. Like, they should protest. Like,
Well, the media, I think, definitely wants Trump still because those ratings would drop tremendously if he weren't the president anymore.
I do think a lot of people in the South just know Biden's name recognition for being tied to Obama, and that plays a big part for like. I mean, I can't speak for black people down there, but I
You
think
can't?
a majority of them know him from Obama, and they don't necessarily know who Bernie Sanders is. So yeah, it's just name recognition when you start voting.
Daisy, 100%.
That's what goes back to what we said about just like these TV ads. Is if you like carpet bomb the airways, people will just remember that name when they go to the polls.
Yo, when we were growing up, though, our dad used to take the Thin Mints and throw them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And
No,
that was
he didn't
always
take
a
the
staple
Thimmons.
in
He
the
took
house.
the Ebor's Kelv.
No, but
Ebor's ones.
Girl Scout cookie season, he would always put the Thin
No,
Mints in the
it wouldn't be
freezer.
Girl Scout cookie season. It'd be like 3 years ago, Girl Scout
That's
cookies.
true, but they were still, I would always eat them.
Are you like reading comments over there? You're like a producer all upset right now. Like,
Like Jamie Rogan.
Carlos? What was my great take? I don't even remember what I said 2 minutes ago. The Girl Scout cookie girls protesting.
Oh my God.
I feel like Girl Scout cookies are starting to get a little. Yeah, they're getting a little pompous.
Little pompous.
Purple box, yeah, is the best. Do you think they're? Oh. Bernie's running ads on trade and social. It is funny to see Bernie start to attack Biden a little bit more. You know, he's always been the candidate that
It's an
hasn't
easy
been-
attack, though.
It has.
I'm saying, like,
Let me
if you
finish
wanted
my
to
point.
attack him. All right, go ahead.
I just said you usually don't see Bernie being too like, you know, taking on of another candidate, and now he's starting to, which has been good, but maybe he should have started doing this a little bit earlier, like Kyle has said, and not been so hands off, because he should have saw that this is ultimately going to
Should've
come
seen,
down
should've
to
seen.
a one-on-one fight.
Seen as the past partisan.
Okay. Jesus Christ, man. Do you think the DNC will learn their lesson?
Well, I'm also
If
a
they
language
run
teacher,
Biden
so
and
when
get the-
someone uses...
I don't think the DNC is ever going to learn their lesson. If they should have known with Hillary Clinton losing, that's their lesson right there, and they're going down the same road. But I think they're scared because if Bernie wins, they're all going to lose their job. So why would they want to help a guy become the nominee when he goes against everything they stand for, which is all corrupt? So I don't think they're going to learn their lesson. And I honestly, and I really do think this. If Biden wins, we're going to be in a worse spot. I mean, there's going to be no Medicare for all. It's going to set us back at least 8 more years or something like that.
Well, my big thing is, can I just jump in for a second?
Yeah.
My big thing is that everyone talks about how Medicare for all is not a realistic expectation for passing in government and everything, but if everyone thought like that when Trump was screaming about how Mexico was going to pay for our border wall, like since when did we become realistic in our aspirations? You know what I mean? And not only that, but like if we're going to aspire to do something, at least it's something that's going to benefit everybody. And that's what I have to think about that.
I don't even know what you said about that. So like
That like everyone says the reason that we shouldn't elect Bernie is because he's not going to get things done because nothing is going to pass. But I'm saying
Trump said that with the wall, there's the crazy.
he was screaming the most craziest things from like the mountaintop, and
Well, people
none
say
of that
that.
stuff,
People
none of that
say
stuff
that.
was realistic. But it's just firing up his base. So my whole thing is like at least we have a candidate that is saying, let's do these aspirational things. Like even if it doesn't
It
get
puts
passed,
it all on the table and at least starts the
starts the
conversation and moves
conversation.
things in the right direction. Yeah, I agree with that. And that's why, to go back to what Mar said, we think that that's wrong to just accept people's campaign money because money's money. The money isn't bad, which is...
Daisy got a good point though. Bernie needs to say that Mexico will pay for our Medicare for all.
I don't know what people see in Biden. I think it's just the safety net of like.
No, I think that they
he's
don't see the
same-
true Biden because the media protects him, the DNC protects him, everyone protects him, and they just see him. They're trying to keep him in that image of like Obama VP.
Yeah.
They're not. He's not his own like guy yet. People are still looking at him as like a continuation of Obama, and that's what people want to live that nostalgia of.
And I don't
the
necessarily
Obama
know
era.
how vice presidencies work. I think it's probably just a very cushy job where you're not doing much. But Biden shouldn't get, like, he doesn't automatically get all the credit for everything Obama did. So if you're in a conversation with someone or an argument and they say that he, was on the team that helped pass all these things that Obama did, I don't think he necessarily gets all that credit because he's his VP.
So, evil butt muncher, 8, asked a good question.
Oh, Ken Klippenstein did a funny thing on Twitter because they were doing the debates and they were taking questions from Twitter, and he tweeted out, "Our next question goes from Evil Butt Muncher."
Oh,
I don't
Evil
think-
Butt
I don't
Muncher is
think it was-
famous?
no, I don't think it was him, but it was just a joke.
Oh.
Like, our next question's from Twitter. Evil Butt Muncher asks.
So, but here's the thing. Yeah, evil butt muncher did ask a good question. Like, do you think it's better for Trump to win 4 more years?
Yo, shout out to Purple Anonymous, man.
Damn,
what's up.
that's nice.
Oh, that might be Barbara Potts.
But evil butt muncher, I think like there's no situation where 4 more years of Trump is a good thing. It would be disappointing if the DNC went against the will of the voters ultimately. But if everyone votes for Biden, everyone
Shit, that
votes
was.
for Biden.
Thanks, man.
That's dope.
You're allowed to retract it, I think Molly said, after a month. So you could take that back if you want in a couple days, and I'd have no idea.
But to finish up with evil butt muncher, if it's Biden, it's Biden. Like I have to say, the only way that I can see myself really just losing complete faith in our system is if, like Kyle says, Bernie wins plurality.
If Bernie was
I can't say that word.
Yeah, this is definitely Bernie's last run. I don't think he's running again. He'll be like 90 years old.
If the DNC goes against the will of the voters, then I would be like, damn, that's the most messed up shit right there. I couldn't even get that point out.
Thanks, call me Mr. Tibbs. Is there any other type of butt muncher?
Oh,
I feel
Sofa
like
King's in the house.
you'd be evil already if you're a butt muncher. You don't have to put the evil in front of that one. I don't think there's like a good butt muncher.
You could be a benign butt muncher.
What do older black voters see in Biden when Sanders is civil rights activist? Hold on, let me tap into my inner black voter mind.
Yeah.
I can't
Like,
answer that
speak to
question.
that population.
There's 2 white guys with spiky hair right here. I don't think, Steven, sorry, I don't think we can answer that question about older black voters.
Yeah, but that it's as a
No, it's hard to watch that because Bernie was actually like marching with Martin Luther King Jr. and getting arrested for civil rights.
But it's the
in
same
the civil rights movement.
Guys, it's the same thing like people looking at Trump and thinking that he's this like military supporting
Do you think it's better
type
for
of guy
Trump
when
to
he
get
was a
4
draft
years?
dodger and did all these things? I mean, it's just the narrative that people
Do you think it's
wanna
better for
subscribe to.
Trump to get 4 more years that way?
I said that already.
Oh, I don't think
That there's no
it's a
situation
layup
where
that Biden's gonna even win. Like, people are just assuming if he's the nominee, he's gonna beat Trump, but I don't think he's gonna. I think people either want a revolution with Bernie, and I think Bernie can sway a lot of Trump voters, but I don't think Biden can do that. It's not like we're seeing that now. He would try and steal or like move Bernie voters over, and he's clearly not doing it. What makes you think he's gonna move Trump voters over who are exactly like Bernie voters? They're very just riled up and they're fed up with the system. They're not gonna fall back in line and vote for Biden because he has like a compelling argument. It's just not gonna happen.
Biden definitely doesn't beat Trump. Bernie's actually got a base. Like Bernie has people that are excited about him.
Someone from Dallas?
They're saying that Dallas is doing a recount.
Oh, really? Yeah, I heard even there's shady stuff going on in Texas. I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Who's to say a lot of the voting wasn't even like correct on Super Tuesday? There's so many states that vote, and you saw what happened in Nevada, in Iowa, and Nevada with the Buttigieg lady or Hillary Clinton lady going to run the polls. It's scary to think that a lot of states voting, it's hard to trust that we got an accurate count of the people who voted. It's not just one state, it was tons of states. So it could have been some shady stuff going on for all we know. And that's even without saying like, people getting to the polls. I heard a lot about polls were being closed in areas of urban people or whatever.
What did Ben say?
I don't know what happened with Dallas. They're changing the debate rule. Yeah, and then the whole debate rules is another thing. It's like Tulsi hasn't dropped out. She's still a presidential candidate, whether or not, corporate media wants to think it. I don't know the rules too well, but I heard if you get one delegate, you're allowed to be on the debate stage for the next debate. She has a delegate, and now they're saying it's like you need more than that. It's not fair to her.
I'm curious to know what everybody thinks about Bernie sticking to his principles in terms of only getting money from his supporters as opposed to
All former years of Trump will end this country.
as opposed to taking Bloomberg's money or whoever else's money. I'm curious to know what other people think about that.
Yeah, Ben, unfortunately, I agree with you that former years of Trump will end this country. I think, like I said, I think the media is fine with it. I think the New York Times is fine with it. I think Stephen Colbert, all these late night shows, they're all fine with it because it's money in their pockets. It's, they're selling commercials. There's so much going on. There's so much money that Trump draws in that I think they'll say that they're pissed and they're mad, but I think they're okay with another 4 years of Trump, which is scary.
Sofa King's on board with me. Stick to the principles. But listen, I think Bill Maher is kind of like really out of touch at this point, but he did have a good point. And it was like, sometimes it's tough for people. Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but to make like a $2 donation maybe is enough for someone to feel like they have some stake in the
Bernie
election.
wouldn't take big money, and that's
I know,
the thing, Ben.
but what I'm saying is like, if we're fighting to win this election and then ultimately trying to make change after we're in power, like Bill Maher's point is, well, then we need to fight the same way that they're fighting. Like, we're gonna try to win an election basically handicapped.
Wow.
And
It's a tough
then
way to say it.
we'll never get into office because we're down. Like, we don't have the same war chest that they do. There's two sides of that debate. I mean, it's tough. I think sticking to your principles shows who you are as a person and shows integrity, but it's tough.
RRG, I agree with you, man. And it puts it into perspective because it's like you never think that the U.S. government is corrupt. At least I never thought it growing up. And I had been to was it in Colombia? Or no, it might have been in Dominican Republic. And we were talking to Gio's brother. And he was saying how corrupt the government was there. And we were looking at it like it's just crazy that happens in the government.
No, what he said was that when you go to Dominican Republic, all the politicians are corrupt, but they're corrupt. Like,
it's out in the
there's
open.
transparency. They're like, yeah, I'm taking this money and I'm giving it to my people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, that's what I'm doing. So he's like, the difference between my country and your country is that
We try to hide
in the
that
United
shit.
States, everyone's corrupt.
Yeah.
But they do it in a way that seems like it's official.
Yeah.
You'll have a lobbyist that comes in and changes legislation because he has a lot of money and knows that he can keep someone in power or get someone in power.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I learned from my political science degree that I didn't ever do anything with, but it was, there's two goals in politics. One is to get into power. The other one is to stay in power. That's it.
Yeah. And I mean, we've spoken about this a lot, but a lot of people say it's like politics is really the only thing outside of like professional sports or something like that where you go into it with not a lot of money and you come out like multimillionaire, and that shouldn't happen in our government. You should be working for the people and not basically stealing their money.
I'm glad everyone's like on the same page though. Everyone thinks that
I mean, they all follow Kyle.
Well,
and
that's
me.
true.
They're
They're
not going to get like a.
Corn should shave his beard.
Yeah,
and
I'm going to
grow
cut
out.
this soon.
I can't shave this out.
Yeah, no, Jack, you make a
I
good
said
point.
shave this out. I can't shave this out.
Jack, I get emotional too about Bernie ads because the difference between Bernie ads and what you see on TV is a lot of them now are from, his supporters, and they're actual like real spliced up videos that people have put together of content that, he's said from over the years. And it's amazing to see because it's just, it's real, it's genuine, and it's not this put together ad of like Mike Bloomberg staging some photo shoot for a day at like a construction site, where once he leaves, the people are talking shit about him. Like, it's all real things coming. It's like grassroots, just like his campaign is grassroots movement out in the field. He's got people splicing together these videos, and they go viral because they tweet him to Kyle, and he'll reshare it, or other progressive media outlets, and that's how the word gets out, and it's amazing to see that. Unfortunately, that stuff never gets shown on TV, so older, generations don't see that stuff. old age homes who go out and vote. They're gonna still see Biden because that's all they see on TV.
What was I about to
Oh,
say?
someone said they're half Dominican. I'm half Dominican. My dad used to live there when they used to have a dictator.
Yeah, and that was Trujillo. Who's that? What's his name?
Samuel Mercedes.
Yeah, Samuel probably. But yeah, that was crazy. He got assassinated back in. I'm taking over. He got assassinated back in, what was it, 61.
Can we put this on more
Because
straight?
Castro came into power in 59, and then he was very worried about that, and then he got assassinated in 61.
Nice.
But he was brutal dictator.
Well, Bernie's starting to be a little bit more aggressive right now, Sofa King, and that's what you're seeing, like the more attacks on Biden. But it's still all friendly, and it's unfortunate that, for as strong
March
as a,
17th.
as strong as a base that Warren has, and how passionate she is about this fight and all this stuff, crying about stories and hearing about people with medical issues. The fact that she hasn't endorsed Bernie yet is sad, and it's unfortunate because she could really make a difference, and the fact
Hi,
that
Dan.
she isn't is tough to watch right now.
Browns. I listen to NPR every morning, every night when I'm not at work. When I'm making breakfast and I come home from work at
Warren
the end
is
of
a
the day.
snake. I think so too. It's what she's doing is not right, and I think it's showing her true colors. And I think she's just as corrupt as all the other ones.
Yeah, she seemed like she was really in it for herself.
And the fact she took like super PAC money, like she was just grasping for air at the end there. And like I said, if you're a real politician, there's no sugarcoating shit. After Bernie got, cheated out of the nomination in 2016, even right then, he still supported Hillary, and he went out and, rallied with her on the campaign trail. There's no strings that are pulling him. And you can clearly see that there's other stuff going on with Warren and all these other candidates. They want to get something out of it. So they're very strategical in what they say and they do. And that's what Warren's doing right now. And I think even if she does give Bernie an endorsement,
She's not going to endorse him.
I don't think so either. But even if she does, it's
Browns,
gonna
she's not endorsing him.
It's gonna be too late because the media isn't gonna cover it the way that they should.
I also think that all of these candidates they're strategically trying to place their endorsement on the candidate where they know they can have some type of
That's what I'm saying. They get
some
something out of
benefit from it.
Yeah.
But like the only person that I feel like wouldn't do that is Bernie.
If you're gonna go bald, I would suggest getting some finasteride. That'll definitely stop your hair from going bald. I use that, and my hairline's been pretty good. Kyle uses it also.
Why do you
What?
put on glass like that?
He says it all the time. Get out of here. Producers don't talk.
Castro. Yeah, I agree. Brian, I agree. This is not the time or the place. Like you can definitely make the point that there
He
were
probably got set up
that there
too,
were
though,
positives.
on 60 Minutes, where they had.
No, but I
some-
mean like no, at the debate, like just
But he doubled
say-
down. No, I respect him for
I
at
respect
least
him
saying.
for it, but what I'm saying is when you're speaking to voters who have like
I don't
who have
care.
a lot
You
of
don't apologize for
but
that.
you're not a Cuban who lives in
Oh,
the United
yeah.
States who had to leave their country because the state took over all their businesses and everything and told them they had to leave.
But look at the double standard on that point. Obama never got any heat for his comments, and he practically said the same thing that Bernie did.
But it doesn't matter. He's like when you're in office and when you're running for office, people are going to scrutinize you differently. Bernie needs the support of his voters. It wasn't the time. Like my neighbors are Cuban. I went over there, and the first thing I did was ask them, like, "What do you guys think about that?" And they were like, "Listen, it's true what he said. Like there are terrible things that Castro did, and they live in the United States because they left Cuba.
Yeah.
But they said it wasn't the time or the place, and Cubans don't want to hear that because it's just not what they want to hear from the candidate that they could potentially be voting for."
If she doesn't endorse him, all it's gonna know is that she doesn't care about the issues. I agree.
Yeah.
I think she doesn't care about the issues now. I mean, she could say all she wants that she does, but she would have had an endorsement right when she dropped out for Bernie because there's two candidates outside of Tulsi that can clearly win. And Biden just doesn't align with anything she says.
Niva, you're right. Also, by the way, Like I feel like Bernie's
What did Ben say?
his motives are pure. Like everything that he does. I mean, as far as I can tell, everything that he does is.
I thought he beats Trump in Florida. No,
Obama. Who?
Bernie.
Probably not anymore. This probably hurt him.
Media has its benefits, but zero benefits. No, it has benefits in the political races because they want ratings. That's all they want is ratings.
Yeah, they're
and
crushing
they
it
get
right
that.
now. They're making so much money off of this.
Everyone's tuning in because this is all,
That's why I love NPR. Like Browns was asking before, like if we get our news from other people besides or other sources besides Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle for me is more like entertainment because it just feeds into the same way that I think.
Yeah.
I'm not like getting anything new from that. It's like fun to hear him talk about stuff.
NPR is boring. I agree with
But
that.
that's Sofa King. That's why I listen to it because it's boring. It's not sexy. They're not trying to sell advertisements. They don't care
But they
if
probably
you're listening
do
or not.
have
They know.
advertisers.
No, they get public funding, and their advertisements are like small time investors that are like not concerned with the political races. They don't have. They're not staging a debate and then in every commercial getting a Bloomberg commercial.
Yeah, that's another
Like,
topic. Is
the
there
debates
shouldn't
are
be
the
commercials.
There
in
shouldn't be
debates.
commercials. There shouldn't be an audience that's booing and like reacting to. I'm a voter sitting at home trying to listen to what these people have to say. They already have a ridiculously small amount
Oh,
of
in the
time.
primary.
Already have a ridiculous small amount of time to get their point across, which is stupid in the first place. And now I have to listen to people booing them.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I know. It's
How am I supposed to listen to my candidate or any candidate talk when there's people booing them in the audience? It's such a stupid concept.
Yeah, I mean, Rogan spoke about it. Everybody spoke about it. The format of trying to solve an issue of global warming in a 60-second answer is just not practical. I mean, we have tons of time in our Senate to do these hearings for hours and hours and hours, but we only have 2 hours to watch a debate. Like, are you kidding me? It should be a week-long session with these people to sit down and like
Ranting is
when
right.
when I apply for a job, they make you go home and write out like a whole presentation of what you have to do. Do that for the president. I want to see them write out a whole policy issue and then come back a couple days later and explain it. Like, this is the most important job on our freaking planet.
Yo, Brown's had a good question.
There should be a little bit more to it than just a 2-hour debate.
I'm gonna take Yoel tonight.
What are you pushing up the blade? You guys are so annoying when you co-host here.
I'm gonna
You're the annoying
You're pushing
one.
the padding up in my bag.
Who's the common
God.
denominator?
Browns. I'm gonna take Yoel just because
He's a savage. His
I-
sound bites are amazing.
he's hilarious. Like the things that he says is just they're great, and I love him as a fighter and
agree.
as a
No
wrestler.
audiences.
As a wrestler, I love watching him fight. If he can take it to the ground, that's gonna be good.
Was that the good question?
Yeah, because he asked who's gonna win the fight tonight.
Oh, yeah. I don't really watch UFC too much.
But
So from
Adesanya's
Chicago,
on
let's
a
get lunch at
freaking
Randall.
tear, man. I don't know, man. He's like untouchable sometimes. I mean, what was it? The Gastelum fight, maybe? Whatever it was. He's been in some battles before, but
National Petroleum Radio. I guess they take money from petroleum.
oh, do they? Oh. Well, whatever
They said
the
they
case is.
bashed Bernie before too.
They have editorials, and sometimes like they bashed Rogan one time on this. Well, it's a syndicated program, but it was the program was called Cancel Culture, and they had some terrible like reporter who's like knew nothing about Rogan
Oh, yeah, I remember you
because
told me about
Rogan gave Bernie his endorsement, and then there was this like random guy who's a reporter who I forgot his name.
Just like, I don't know. All information voters should just not vote. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you should
Yeah, Biden's
definitely
gonna
be
win
educated.
Florida. I hate to say it, but
Oh, my stomach hurts from that milkshake.
From what? Hibachi?
The hibachi and the milkshake.
that was like a 1-2 punch: the hibachi and then the ice cream. I'm glad Corin is Kyle's best friend. He keeps him grounded.
Yeah. I try to.
Do you?
I don't even know if I do. Where's Tasteless Opinion tonight? Florida does suck.
Yeah, Ben-
Outside of I'm a big fan of Orlando. I know people shit on Orlando, but I'm a big fan of Disney World.
Ben, I
and
really hope it
Universal
goes that way.
Studios.
I really hope it goes that way. The more Biden is out in the public, the more we see what's going on with him right now.
I don't think people really even like. I think it's just so divided right now that like this whole Warren to Biden, Warren to Bernie hashtags that are going on Twitter is like. I think people have made up their mind that they're going to vote for Biden and they're going to vote for Bernie already, and it's going to be really hard to get. Like, I doubt there's people on the like. If you're voting for Biden and you've made that up, I think you're not really seeking out new information on Bernie. Like, I'll say that for myself. You know, like I rarely will look at what Biden's saying and really try to like understand it or like hear his points because I already have made up on my mind that I think he's just an idiot.
Nibba, the average skin elasticity of Florida is lower than most states.
FSU is pro Bernie. That's pretty surprising because Tallahassee, I would think.
I think big city centers also are going to have
Yeah,
more
with
a more
more
liberal,
college- yeah.
more liberal population.
University of Texas and
college
Austin is
towns.
pretty liberal.
I don't know.
Scotty
Oh,
with
Scott.
an IE.
I was like, who's
Scotty's
Scotty?
upstairs sleeping.
They just changed the format of the next debate to be seated and more of a town hall style. But get rid of the audience. Why do we need an audience? Like,
I don't know anything that Biden's for either.
There's so many people watching this debate. We don't need people in the audience like reacting. It's not like a sitcom. This is the future of our country. This is why these types of things should be on like publicly funded TV where they don't care about advertisers because
That's what I'm saying. Like all these hearings where these people talk for hours and hours and hours, and it's just nonsense. That should be our presidential debate. Like you should have to tune in at 4 p.m.
C-SPAN is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
But at least you know what people stand for, and like if let
Biden's
Biden
for leaving the record player on at night.
Yeah. Let's just like let Biden talk and see what the hell he has to stand for and everything like that. It's easy for him, not easy probably at this point, but it's easier for him to just give a soundbite and be done with it. But he's not really held accountable for anything.
The Walking Dead survivor. Let me just ask you before you say you're going to move out of this country. Why are you still watching The Walking Dead? That show is, I don't know how it's still on the air. When I still see because I watch Better Call Saul, so I still see commercials for The Walking Dead, and there's all new cast, there's all new everything. There's like they're on like a new landmine field. That show sucks. Give up and stop watching that.
No. Browns, no. Don't watch it.
Oh, Majority Report is I think one of the guys. Oh, I forgot his name. Michael something.
Bro, you got roasted. Who got roasted? Better Call. Oh, the Walking Dead survivor got roasted.
No, I didn't mean to roast you. I'm just saying. I'm genuinely curious how you still watch The Walking Dead.
Breaking Bad stole my life from me for a while. I mistakenly, well, not mistakenly, but I shouldn't have.
I don't even know. No, I don't know.
I put on an
Hillary
episode
Clinton's
one
better
night,
than Biden.
and it was on a school day, and I stayed up for like 3 days straight watching Breaking Bad.
What's the producer face over there for?
Because he's in the middle of
BCS.
the story and you're like, something about Biden.
I'm answering the questions
He's
too.
telling a different
The Office is
answer.
great though. Oh, Walking Dead survivor put a tear. Listen,
No, I'm curious. Oh, can you type out why you still like the show? Because I'm curious. I gave it as much like chances as it could, but then after a while, it was like
Carlos.
the storyline was not going anywhere.
All right. So Carlos, what is it? Mares?
I don't know anything about quantum.
No, so I just went on a trip with my friends, and I have some friends that are into that like Q
Pikachu.
stuff, which I don't understand. And they refuse to like the way that I didn't understand
tweeted
anything
that
about
I was
it,
going there.
and I asked them to explain it to me. And what it sounded like to me is just Trump or someone who's on the inside just feeding information to people as if
Michael Brooks.
he were like some kind of a prophet or.
What was the point? What were you saying?
No, he asked if like we knew about the QAnon stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "No, this guy knows what's gonna happen. Like this is all set up, the whole thing." I'm like, how freaking gullible are you? Like, I realized that we're at the time in our country right now where even intelligent people, or at least intelligent in one field, can be manipulated
Because
to
everybody's
think whatever
trying
the hell they want.
everybody's trying to gain something out of it. So whether if you're for Trump, and you're in his cabinet, you see a benefit for yourself, whether it's money, power, a future book deal. There's something in it for you. Whereas the people that are
Agreed, Nibba.
working for Bernie actually want to see change. So like the fact that Nina Turner's out there, she's amazing, by the way. And she's so passionate in how she speaks and what she stands for. You could tell that she really wants to make a difference. Whereas these other people talk, and you could just tell that they're just blowing smoke up your ass.
Better Call Saul's off the hook. I love that show. I have to watch the new season though. I haven't watched it.
Progressive Voice is a bozo. I unsubscribe from his channel. He doesn't have genuine takes anymore. It's all recycled content, whether it's Big Bang Theory, Bernie Saunders. So he's a bozo. Get out of here next.
What's his name?
He spells his name wrong to like rile people.
Brian. I teach middle school and high school, so I'm like on the front lines of the whole
Stop
thing.
moving this.
And these kids will come to the front of the room and just be like right in my face. So if anyone's catching coronavirus,
Well, you ask about
it's
the
going to be
coronavirus?
me. Yeah, he's like, is it real or is it hyped up? I think it's a lot of hype too.
Screw the Progressive Voice. Everyone should unsubscribe from his channel.
But with the coronavirus, I think that the media is definitely hyping up a lot. Yeah, but Ben, I had to keep the shirt on for the. I don't want to make Horn look bad, but with the coronavirus, it's like there's definitely hype behind it. But obviously it is a serious thing. But
okay.
I think that
I'll let him. His answer is he loves zombies and survival games, survival movies, and it's just who I am. Yeah, no, okay. I'm not knocking you. I was just saying I've given up on it. Yeah, I think the coronavirus, a lot of it is, I think it's definitely serious, and you should be concerned about it, and you should wash your hands and obviously be sanitary. Stuff you should have been doing before coronavirus. But I think a lot of it is just the outrage that you hear on TV, and everybody talks about it. It's like the conversation with the weather. When you don't know what to say to someone, you say weather. So now coronavirus has become that conversation. So it's just everywhere, and it's starting to just really, really blow up. And that's what it's everything that people are talking about. So people get worried, and they start thinking, am I going to get it next? Now it's in my state. Somebody died. People are dying every day from, the flu. Not to say that that's the same thing, but there's always some viruses. It's just
everyone is scared of the unknown. The media thrives when there's something to scare people with because people keep tuning back in.
And then they
sell more
stores,
advertisements. So it's like when Zika was all the craze.
Well, if I'm CVS, I'm gonna keep dumping money into TV right now because you want people to come to CVS over Walgreens to buy the sanitizer there.
Yeah, people are freaking out.
Like, so now this is the perfect time if I'm an advertiser to go sell to these networks that are scaring people about coronavirus because my store is going to be front and center, and that's all you're going to think about when you run out to the supermarket is, I just remembered that Target had their ad, so I'm going to go to Target. I saw Manhattan was selling seltzer for $80 for a little tiny thing.
Seltzer?
Sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer, Purell, not seltzer.
Toilet paper, stock up. Oh, wow, we got a lot.
I think, yeah. Ben, should I take my shirt off?
When's the Illinois primary? Molly said we can early vote starting next week.
It was just passed.
Spin trip.
Oh, so we
I don't know
missed
what
it.
that is.
People are saying it's just a flu, but it's hard.
Well, so coronavirus has always existed. It's this strain, the COVID-19, that's really posing a threat.
Nooch is bugging about coronavirus.
Everybody's bugging about it.
Cornsworld, have you early voted yet for
Scary when
Bernie?
you have a kid.
I haven't early voted yet for Bernie. Molly had mentioned it to me. We haven't done it, but
March 17th.
March 17th.
I'm pretty sure that's the
Yeah,
date.
but I think we can vote early this week up until the 14th, I think.
Oh, I actually just got a text today from a Bernie supporter, like local in my area, that I was asking if I want to, help out in any way. I give a lot of people.
Joe Sprague.
I give a lot of people credit who can get out there and knock on people's doors. It's not something I can do, and maybe if I did it, but it's tough. It's tough to do that, to stand face to face to someone and try to convince them for someone that you support, because people are pretty stubborn, and I think the world we live in now, it's hard to
Not true.
it's hard to change people's minds and convince them.
Isaac.
And if they are already, if they are in that mindset where you can change their mind and convince them, then they should be a Bernie supporter anyway because they are. Then they seem like they're open, and have compassion to listen to someone else speak. If that makes any sense.
Nobody was listening to you. Yo, Ben, it's crazy. I know, like, out of all the places, Westchester is kind of a hotbed for
Everyone's
Corona
going.
right now.
Everyone's going to that one bar mitzvah.
Yeah, that's where it all started. It's the Corona bar mitzvah.
I think it'll die down in a few months too.
Tell them who it is.
RRG.
Brown.
You know what's crazy about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? If they were alive today, all the praise and shit that people talk about them now and give them the love and respect that they deserve, they'd get hated on so much today by Fox News and all these pundits because
Yeah.
they go against everything that they talk about, and it's just sad that, they use them as like this figure and, this gold star of like, oh, we're not racist. We support Martin Luther King Jr. But damn well if he was here today, they'd be shitting on something that he's saying.
Oh, Sofa King. I'm going to try it. Spindrift. Did you ever try the bubbly? What was the result on that, Sofa King?
I didn't really like bubbly.
But I told him that he should try it at least. It wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, Yairo's in here?
Jaido.
The
Like a Dominican
establishment. The establishment would hate them today. Yeah, and just how they.
Yeah, because that's like, they're like in line with Bernie.
Ew, did you see what that Isaac kid said?
No.
No.
That's annoying. Jed is the father of Corn's
Oh,
new
yeah.
child.
He's just trying to be
father
funny
of
or
what?
something. I don't know.
Corn's new child. Because I saw Ben said, take a walk, Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then I went back up and
Yeah, Perrier is pretty popular, but it's kind of expensive though. If Jesus Christ himself came back today, he would be painted as a
Oh,
socialist.
I like what you did there. Painted because he was a carpenter. Any carpenters paint?
Oh, my brother's so smart.
carpenters are
Like handyman, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, wood and paint and like they could probably fix your windows.
Yeah.
Basketball question to change it up a little bit. Lakers, Bucks, or Clippers for the chip? That's a good question. I think the Lakers. I think there's like I believe in like the sport gods. Basketball gods, baseball gods, all that stuff. I think the Lakers have like that Kobe Bryant aura around them this year. Obviously, LeBron is a beast. I think they'll pull it out this year and maybe and win a championship.
If you guys have any questions about like Valencia, the soccer team, La Liga, Spanish, grammar, that type of stuff, I can help you out with that too.
I'm not from Chicago. I'm from New York. I don't know what I like best about. Oh, I like Paradise Pup is in Des Plaines. They have the Merck's Cheddar Bacon Burger. They'll change your life. Go there, Paradise Pup. It's a little hole in the wall shack, little burger place. We keep getting closer and closer to the screen. That's the thing.
Ben said that
Why
carpenters
is your arm still around me again? Like
Carpenters-
pushing me forward. Again?
carpenters don't pony.
Stop.
Shut up.
No one wants to see this.
You're gonna see you go to sleep.
Okay, can you stop?
All right. Jay definitely banged all of Corn's girlfriends growing up. Isaac's like kind of obsessed with that.
Can you push me? Can you move over?
But I don't have a good like view on this. Just Alexandria. What's that place in Virginia we used to like kind of sometimes go to when we were younger and we would go to Washington in the summer?
I was in Charlottesville for a basketball camp, and it is still. I was in Richmond. It's still very segregated down there, which is sad to see. There's a diner in Charlottesville called Mel's Diner. It's an all black owned diner. I recommend going there if you're in Virginia because it's awesome. They're super friendly, very homey
Alexandria, Virginia. Yeah.
diner spot. But it's sad because I spoke to
And Arlington.
a lot of people in that diner. There's not too many people, but there's a black guy, and he said, they still don't feel the support and safety from the police force out there, which is sad. They're afraid to call the police a lot of the times because there's still stories of people getting kidnapped and like not returning. They don't take taxi cabs out there. The South is a weird place because I don't know. If you live in a big city, you're really blinded by a lot of the things that go on outside of your little bubble.
Brian, that's all I listen to, Brian.
I made a. Oh no, Isaac. I don't even know if we should pay your questions any mind, but you're coming around with your questions a little bit. I have tried the KFC donut, and
In
I made a
fact.
video on it. My producer is not getting paid these last 2 months because they haven't been doing much. So Molly should be putting together. I've got 3 food vlogs that I'll be putting out shortly. One on chili, one on the glazed donut burger thingy majiggy, and one on meatballs and spaghetti. So I know everybody's waiting on the edge of their seats for those. But they're coming. Oh, they're coming. They'll be out soon. I promise you. Wendy's breakfast is out. I don't trust fast food breakfast.
Yeah, I don't trust fast food.
Chick-fil-A
Period.
ones are pretty good.
Nah, McDonald's is all right if you're in a pinch.
You really like the Chick-fil-A's?
No one's messing with McDonald's OG.
Ben, you really
hash
going to sleep,
browns.
Ben?
No one's messing with the hash browns from.
Oh, Scotty's
Who
up.
was that, Scotty?
Later, Ben. Taco Bell breakfast. Haven't tried it.
Oh, if you want to have diarrhea for the rest of your day.
Del Taco in California
Oh, Del Taco's
has
good.
fresh like egg and bacon. They use real.
They do
Later,
not
Ben.
use real.
It tastes pretty real. Yeah, McDonald's hash browns, biscuit, egg and bacon is all banging.
Taco Bell equals diarrhea. This is the truth.
Diarrhea is not bad. It's not a bad thing.
Corn thinks that if his body goes through those different things, it's like a cleansing process, and
I
that
might-
it's like a healthy way to like.
I might
get your
retitle this
bowels
video
clean.
to "Diarrhea is not a bad thing." Yo, my stepmom and stepsisters are from Dominican Republic. Oh, that's what's up.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the show American Horror Story? Just started watching it. No, that's the one with, I think Lady Gaga's in that one. I haven't watched that. I heard it was good, but I'm not really into it. American Horror Story. Crashing on HBO is good. There's no more seasons. I think there was only 3 seasons.
Corn, how's the diet going?
Not too well. Look at it. Diarrhea is a decent trade-off since you get Taco
Bell beforehand, like it's worth the diarrhea.
Oh. Have you ever been to South Texas? You must hit up the Taquerita and order some breakfast tacos.
Taqueria.
Well, South Texas is that Dallas or is that even further, like
Link.
San Antonio?
Blink, keto is good for a short term result in terms of like dropping weight really quickly, but ultimately it's not sustainable. Like if you're gonna do something to live a healthy lifestyle, the keto is not the one to do.
El Paso.
Because once your body,
Dallas is north, yeah. Austin is more south.
But I think even.
There's even further down south.
Isaac's from
I don't know
Corpus
if that's
Christi.
Yeah.
further. That's like that.
Quincy's
That's
That's like where Selena was
San
from.
Antonio-ish.
Yeah, San
Lorena.
Antonio's more south.
How's Kyle? Kyle's decent. You know what's funny about Kyle's basketball game is like when he's dedicated on learning something. Like he wanted to learn how to dribble with his left hand one summer, so literally for the whole summer, he was in his basement dribbling with his left hand, and he actually got pretty good. But then I think he gave it up for secular talk. So he could have been the world's left. He could have been the world's best YouTubing left-handed basketball dribbler if he never gave it up. What? That's oh. Do you listen to Spanish
Yeah, I already
music,
said,
Fred?
yeah.
Oh. I miss living in New York. Yeah, it's not. It's hard not to see family face to face.
Oops.
They built a casino where?
Across the river from somewhere in Virginia.
Oh, Roanoke. I've heard of that, I think.
Roanoke. I feel like I see signs for that when we drive down to Florida.
Alexandria is where they're trying to get to in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, but that's not. Oh wait, is that Virginia? No.
Could be.
I think it's just
Because
a
they're
community.
go,
I think it's a
they
community
go from
in
Atlanta.
Georgia.
I'm sure that it has to do with maybe.
Maybe.
I think the girls are done with this Chipotle.
Yeah, you can throw that out. Kyle's in his basement dribbling with his left hand. We went to Hibachi. Who is that? Sofa? Yeah, we went to Hibachi tonight.
I've been to West Virginia.
Nice family
I went
hibachi.
to Morgantown, and my friend used to work for the football team out there. And I sprained my ankle really bad playing a pickup basketball game. And then we tried to go to the bar that night, and I think I borrowed crutches from him. And he said he was the athletic trainer. He said I only had a stage 1 ankle sprain, but it felt like a stage 5 ankle sprain.
How many stages are there?
I don't know. I think it might have been 4 or 5 stages of ankle sprains. But Drew, he said my ankle sprain wasn't as bad as it really was.
Remember when you fell down our stairs and sprained your ankle?
These ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes.
Austin to Corpus Christi yesterday. Did you try the crab rangoons?
No, I haven't. I haven't tried.
Yo, Isaac has
crab
completely
rangoons.
redeemed himself with his comments.
Yeah. Because he knows we don't take that shit on this channel, man. Who am I interviewing next? I might do a chat with Ben Zupnik again. I don't know if you guys have checked out his Normal Narratives website that he spoke about. But Ben's super smart. But he also is very moderate in the sense where he wants to give every candidate, their proper chance. When it's not like that. You can tell that like a Buttigieg and Bloomberg and all these candidates are corrupt, and they're phony, and they cater to corporate money, and he gives them too much of a chance when we know that they're being bought. But I might talk to Ben again on Monday. I'm done with the progressive voice. He's not getting an interview. I'd love to interview LeBron James. I sent a message to Jamal Crawford. I would have loved to interview him. Progressive Voice is canceled. We're unsubscribed for him. He does 20 videos a day because he's a bozo. What a story. Sofa King, do you live by West Virginia University? The glazed donut versus Bavarian cream discussion spilled out into real life. Had to get into it. And no, it wasn't glazed donut versus Bavarian cream. It was Bavarian cream versus jelly donut. And Bavarian cream is way better than jelly donut. But his entertainment is whack. If you're into Chinese, Japanese food, go to... I've been to Benihana's. I know...
Oh, that's the worst.
Julie Loza said, Corn, if you're into Chinese, Japanese food, go to Benihana downtown Chicago. They cook the food in front of you. Every hibachi place cooks the food in front of you. And Benihana's doesn't have just broccoli as a vegetable. And
They don't even have broccoli.
they don't even have broccoli in their restaurant. They don't do fire, right?
Just so you guys know, you're dealing with one of the pickiest,
Not pickiest. I'm a
but
hibachi
he's
expert.
very specific in his demands when he goes to different restaurants.
Jelly versus Bavarian, and hopefully Bavarian crushed in that conversation.
Yeah, Bavarian wins on that every time.
I appreciate the recommendation, but that's like telling someone to go get Sbarro's pizza when they go to New York or something like that.
Or like Familia or something.
yeah,
I
so
actually like their pizza. Familia.
it's good, but
They
if
have
you're
a
going to New
buffalo
York,
chicken pizza, it's so good.
You don't go to New York and get
Oh,
Familia.
you don't like.
I don't like sushi.
Right off in the airport.
Yep, that's what you do.
I used to go to that one in White Plains on the corner.
That's
all
like the
time.
Office
That
thing when
was,
Michael
my
Scott is
staple.
like, we're gonna get some
Ugh.
fresh New York.
Yeah, but you know who
pizza."
also did that? Legit?
Who?
Trump.
Oh, Trump. Well, no, he ate also with a fork and a knife.
Yeah, he's such a bozo.
Oh, thank you, Sonal. Appreciate that.
What's up, Sonal? How come I don't get any love? Zero love from Sonal
I
Sharma.
thought Sonal loved you.
Sonal said I
No,
should
she
be-
said that Corn's
Sonal is
handsome.
I'm so handsome, I should be a model.
I get no loves.
I don't
Are you
know.
reading comments on there as well?
Yeah, it's hard to read on there.
I didn't even tweet that we were going live. I should have tweeted it out. Did he actually raise $10,000 for Bernie in a live stream?
Who?
Progressive Voice.
Yeah,
They said that he's on the phone. He's in the phones for Bernie every weekend.
Really? Oh, that's
Someone said that, and they were like, "You should forgive him."
Jen, you watch Progressive
that's
Voice?
pretty respectable.
No. But they were just talking
Damn,
about.
Walking Dead Survivor said your brother is more handsome. I
Yes.
also just went live. I didn't do my hair or anything like that. I was wearing a hat all night.
Yeah, I was in the bathroom getting myself made up before.
He raised $9,000 the other night. Wow.
I'm doing better than you.
He's still a bozo.
Did he get at you for something?
Yeah, someone asked him about me on his channel, and he said he unsubscribed and that my content was stale.
Oh fuck.
But
him.
he recycles all of his tweets and takes all my content.
Takes your content.
He's a content thief. What other
Jaido
questions?
said that. He said that that Progressive Voice was on the phones for Bernie.
Yeah, he's probably not calling anybody. There's probably nobody on the end of the phone. Where's he phone bang for Bernie in Florida? How'd he phone bang for? Can you phone? He's from California.
I guess you could call Florida from California.
Yeah, but you're phone banking. Yeah,
Like you could just like if that's where they need more
you
people
just call
to
all Florida things.
yeah.
Once someone has kids, looks don't matter, especially you're off to date. Exactly, thank you. But
Once
still,
you have kids, what?
You're off the market. Are you off the market for having kids?
I would hope you're off the market once you're like married.
Yeah, I don't think the kids are what's the kicker there. RRG. I don't know. That kids are. That's okay, Sonal. I'm used to it.
have y'all watched Love Is Blind show?
No, everyone's talking about Love Is Blind though.
Yeah, Justin Bieber
Just like for
says
like
he watches it.
trashy
I'm not gonna
TV.
watch it. Yeah,
Do you watch it?
Oh, 90 Day Fiance. Anybody watch 90 Day Fiance?
I don't watch Love Is Blind,
Someone's
and I
gotta
don't
watch
watch.
90 Days Fiance on this thing.
I don't watch Cheer.
Anyone want to talk about 90 Day Fiance?
So then, Jed, you would probably like Love Is Blind.
I know, that's what everyone.
Oh,
Sofa King, get. I love you, Sofa King, but you gotta get the fuck out of here with that one.
What did he say?
He said he hates 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, I've never-
You have people that are.
I don't think. I feel like Golden Knight is mom.
It is.
Golden Knight.
Oh, is it?
Oh no, it's.
She's
Nate.
like Nate 33333.
Imagine I was mom, like hitting you with like some Bernie questions.
I don't even think it's not even like so. That's the perception that media wants us to think too. It's like it's not even that much of a comeback because they're pretty much neck and neck right now. So like, it's do you think he can win? This idea of it's a comeback and that he lost badly on Super Tuesday is like not really the reality of what happened. He won a lot of states. He won California, which is humongous. And they practically split the delegates in Texas.
But he also
So,
got
like,
all the votes from all those. Not all the votes, but he got a lot of votes from those endorsements the day before.
You're saying Biden.
Yeah.
No,
You're
I'm
talking
saying
about
Bernie didn't like. He had a bad. He didn't have a bad showing. Biden did well because he got all that boost from the Monday.
He didn't have the
endorsements.
showing that everyone thought he was gonna have.
But
That's the thing.
it's not going to be this miraculous comeback for Bernie because it's like he was doing well as it was. It's just he's not getting the coverage that Biden has gotten. If they like gave
I'm
Bernie
not-
the
I'm-
just coverage that he deserved, then people would think he's winning just like Biden.
90 Day Fiance has the formula for such a good TV show because they have these like clashing of cultures. So you get that element of it, but then you also have these relationships that are just out of control, and you bring that together, and it's hilarious.
The states where Bernie still won, he would have won still. I don't know how to read.
The states where Bernie won still haven't been completely counted. Utah is at 79% and Colorado's at 80%.
Yeah, that's what's always fascinating to me. Is
But they're
like,
so quick to report the
Exactly.
Biden wins.
But Bernie's stuff is like they got to recount and they got to count it again, and they don't announce it until 2 a.m. when we're all sleeping.
Yes, Sonal, 90 Day Fiance is where it's at.
Do you do jujitsu?
Yes, I do, Browns.
Bernie, why are you skipping over so many?
I didn't. I saw all those already.
Bernie has to win Washington, especially Michigan, to make elected. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. This Tuesday, I think, is another Super Tuesday. I think there's a lot of states that vote, so it'll be interesting to see.
Was it this Tuesday? Next Tuesday.
I think it's this Tuesday.
This Tuesday's only, or I know that this Tuesday is
Yeah,
Michigan.
correct me if I'm
and-
wrong, but I think this Tuesday is a lot of states again.
But I think next week, the 17th, I think
Is
is
the
the
big one?
date.
Oh.
I think so.
Your parents forced you to watch 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah, it's an interesting.
Forcing of? Voter suppression is what happened on Super Tuesday. Otherwise, I agree. A lot of polling stations were closed.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that they do these votings on a Tuesday. You know, like it should be a
Yeah, the people
Saturday.
that can't take off.
Like,
That's like the name of the game, even in national elections. Oh well, this is national election, but like in the general elections.
Washington State, Idaho, North Dakota, and also this whole like, not to say that it
Oh, wow.
isn't, not to say that it isn't real, but the whole coronavirus stuff puts a scare on people. So like, maybe someone doesn't want to leave their house and touch a polling station that everyone has touched and voted in.
That's true too. I didn't even think about that.
So it could be another scare tactic to get people to not get out and vote. Oh, now that Jed's here, all the views are going up. What two cities should be next to get an NBA team and why? Seattle should definitely get a team again. They have a fan base that's second to none. They get behind their teams like crazy. And then Las Vegas probably. They've done well with the women's team, and now they got the they got the football team. So Vegas, I would say. Oh, I thought I heard a horn. And Seattle. People were given provision ballots rather than regular ones as well. Yep. Also, I don't like those with Warren. She took a lot. Warren, like I said, I think she's a phony. I think if you really stand and believe in making a change, there's one candidate that clearly aligns with everything you've spoke about, and that's Bernie, and she hasn't endorsed him yet. And like I said, even if she does endorse him on Monday, which I clearly don't think she's going to endorse him, it isn't going to make a difference because I don't think she's going to get it won't get the coverage that there won't be enough time for them to get the word out there that much that Warren is backing Bernie. I think she should have done it right when she dropped out. She didn't, so that's nor here nor there. I think it would have been significant. I think a Warren endorsement would have been significant if she did it right when she dropped out, but now it's just lost all of its luster. There's the hashtags on Twitter that says Warren to Biden, Warren to Bernie. There's so much conversation out there of her not endorsing someone that an endorsement ultimately wouldn't make a difference at this point. Sad enough to say that. Even if she does endorse Sunday night, it's not going to make a difference. Exactly. I think they'll cover it, but they wouldn't cover it as they're covering all these other ones. They'll just ignore it. Exactly. Pete, Amy, and Bloomberg endorsed Biden right away. Warren didn't endorse right away. It's shady, and there's clearly something. There's clearly a reason why she isn't, and it's messed up because Bernie's never said a bad thing about her. I think the conversation that she took away that Bernie, said a woman can't win, which is just completely not anything he's ever stood for. It was just a miscommunication on her part, and from that spewed this whole negative. I won't shake your hand, and the Bernie Bros are attacking me on Twitter. She lost it, and she got desperate at the end, taking corporate PAC money, and she felt that power. And she probably was a little sad because she had a lot of momentum when she first announced that she was going to run for presidency. And then people saw right through her. They saw that she was phony, and she didn't really ever live up to the billing. And even Massachusetts.
I got to answer.
didn't vote for her.
Sonal. I don't think Darcy's gonna find love on 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, the views went up to 57 when he went away, and then he came back and went down to 55.
All right, I'll get out. Darcy needs to find love, but not on TV. I think she's more concerned with this whole fame thing right now. Tom is definitely not the one for her. I think Tom is definitely in it for his 15 minutes of fame. When he gave her the key to his apartment, knowing that she was leaving for the United States the next day. Darcy, I think, has some issues she needs to work out. And I don't think that she needs to go looking for love in other countries anymore. She should just stay local in Connecticut.
Listen to what you're saying right now, Jed.
Sophie King, I am totally confident in myself, and I can talk about 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, David, you want to hear what I have to? I think both parties are wrong in the Spike Lee situation. Clearly, I think Dolan is more in the wrong because he obviously is on a power trip that is just incredible at the Garden. He wants to be in control of everything that's going on. Spike Lee's been a fan for 30 years. He's clearly went in through that entranceway for the last 30 years. And just the other day, Dolan wants to say, I don't want Spike to come through this entrance anymore. Spike could have just went through the other entrance and just accepted it for what it was and just understood that Dolan is a lunatic, maniac owner. They're both in the wrong. I think Dolan's more in the wrong. You don't push the buttons of, your number one fan. It's sad to see, but it doesn't surprise me with the Knicks organization because it's just such a mess with Dolan as the owner. They're so worried about their image, and ultimately, it always is their image that gets affected. And this, it hurts future free agents because Chris Paul played in the arena the next night, and he put, he put a quote on his shoes that said, what was Spike Lee's movie? When he was in Brooklyn?
Do the right thing.
Do the Right Thing. So he put Do the Right Thing on his shoes, which is a reference to a Spike Lee movie that he won an Oscar for. So like it just rubs free agents the wrong way. Hey Corsi, Raul,
Raul.
call me Gyro. Warren could have taken the nomination if she didn't take Harrison Clinton Stafford's. She's a mess. She really is.
That former Bernie Sanders staffer, I think she used to run his campaign. Sanders, what's her name? Simone Sanders? No. What's her name?
What
She's
is
with Biden now?
Oh, I don't know.
I saw her on some show. What the hell is her name?
Night.
Oh, so my producer is going to sleep. Raise your hand if you want to see the glazed chicken sandwich video, the chili video, and the meatball and spaghetti video. Just drop a hand emoji, the one that you can raise your hand like that. Drop that. Let Molly see. Sofa King wants to see it. Anybody else want to see it? There's a hand.
Yeah. You'll
Anybody
see
else?
it when I,
Anybody else?
Like,
Just one hand? Oh,
am
three
not
hands.
juggling two
Hand.
kids.
Hand. Keep them coming. Sofa King. Sofa King, you know what I love about you? I'll post a video and it'll be like an hour and 40 minutes long, and you already have a comment in right when it gets posted of something that happened like 56 minutes into it. So I give you a lot of credit. I don't know if you watch it on 56 speed, but it's impressive because I appreciate it.
That's a lot of hands.
A lot of hands coming in right now.
Yeah. When do you want
A
me
lot
to
of
do
hands
it?
coming in
Like,
right now.
When do you...
Keep the hands
Like,
coming.
I'm trying to find time to take a shower and brush my teeth.
What's more important? Prioritize.
Anyways, good night.
Bookworm, thank you. They're good videos. There's a big cliffhanger. There's a big twist in the chicken video. Something happens at the end that you'll be surprised to see. Marshall Halfstack, I asked for hands, not feet. But I do appreciate the comment. 56 speed, aka Kyle style. I give you guys a lot of credit, man, because there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of videos to watch, so I appreciate you guys even watching videos of me talking to random people that you don't know who they are. I think they all have interesting stories, so that's why I try to talk with them. Even Portland is struggling.
So what's the deal? Can anyone tell me, like, Simone Sanders just jumped ship from Bernie? I know that his campaign manager now is like Faiz Shakur or something like that, because I get the emails every day, every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's the guy
Asking for more money.
that Bernie knows. Oh, that Bernie knows. That Kyle knows is Foz.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But so what's the deal with
I don't know who the lady
I just
is.
remember Simone Sanders always being on his staff, because she was always like a surrogate for him. She would always be on like the networks defending him. And then I like heard her on NPR last week talking about Biden. And I was like, wait a second. And I was confused.
I don't know who she is. I don't watch too many documentaries on Netflix, but Game Changers was a good one. Rogan spoke about
She's
that
a
on
turncoat. Okay. I mean, I guess that's what I figured too.
his. Game Changers was a good one. It made me want to think about plant-based diet, but you know me, I would never try that.
Oh, who wants to talk about Game Changers?
No, someone said any good documentaries on Netflix.
Oh. If you guys want to talk about food or diet or working out.
Yeah, if you have any food, diet, or working out questions.
Wrestling or jujitsu or Spanish or grammar.
If you have any questions on how to be a tired parent of 2, you can ask me that.
Yeah, I'm a tired parent of 1, but I got number 2 coming in August, so I'll be right in the same boat.
Watch The Walking Dead. It's on Netflix. Do not sell people on The Walking Dead. It's the worst show.
Sofa King.
What?
Sofa King lives near West Virginia University.
Okay.
Just need you to know that.
Awesome. Thoughts on Chicago's Mayor Lori Lightfoot endorsement? It doesn't surprise me because she's probably just freaking corrupt. Everything in Chicago is pretty corrupt. Taxes are expensive. But yeah, all these corporate politicians are gonna support Biden because it helps them. You know, it helps them secure their spot in power. Bernie wants to shake the whole shit up. And they're afraid of that. So they're going to support Biden. But I don't know when these endorsements became so. I see endorsements for like obviously a presidential candidate, like a Mayor Pete or a Amy Klobuchar or even a Bloomberg, which he's just a phony. Those endorsements matter because they have people in their
Gyro, yup.
In their-
So that money.
they have people in their camp who are voting and they make a difference. Oh, obviously we all vote, but they're more invested in the presidential election because they followed a specific candidate. When all these, like a mayor of Chicago, no one, I don't care what she thinks. I'm not looking to her for her opinion on who she wants to win because she doesn't probably align with what I think.
But there are people who support her who are just gonna.
Yeah, but they're not as like. But if they support her, they're supporting an Amy Klobuchar or something. Like, there's levels to that shit. So it's like, I don't care necessarily who you endorse. I maybe care who the superintendent endorses because there's more influence there, or something like that.
Ranting Chubster. I get.
Ranting Chubster.
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
that's his name.
What?
He asked what I do to stay motivated to work out.
Oh, that makes sense. Question.
'Cause,
Coming
like-
from Ranting Chubster.
We live in a society right now. I'm gonna just get in this for 1 second. Just for 1 second. We live in a society now where everything is immediate gratification. Everybody wants to like find a shortcut or do something that's really quick or whatever. But the delayed gratification feels so much better when you know that like you work out, you feel good, and then one day turns into 2 days, and then it's something that you might not feel like right off the bat, but after you've been doing it for a month, 2 months, etc., and you've been eating well and working out, and Corn knows this too because he'll fall into a rut, but then he'll get back into it and you'll be like, damn, I feel so good right now.
Yeah.
When you see your body changing and you feel good and
It
you
does
work
feel
out,
good to feel good.
like, and then you go on vacation and you go to the beach and you're just like in the
I don't
sun.
even care about that. It's like
No, I'm saying it's just
when
like
you
everything
wake
goes
up
hand in hand.
and like you just feel good. You're not there's not that grogginess of like, oh, like my hibachi food still sitting
Yeah,
in my
that
stomach
shit-
from last night. Like,
That's the immediate gratification of feeling like, oh my god, I want to eat that like glazed KFC, whatever.
yeah.
But then, and obviously it's okay to treat yourself, but ultimately you got to like think about it in terms of more of the long run, and you'll feel better every day, and then you'll feel better all the time.
Oh, Eldon, what's up, man? I'm a big fan of Eldon Eagle. He's a Sports Buffet fan. He's a Corns World fan,
Oh, Eldon, what's up,
and
man?
he's a funny dude.
Corn
What's one
speaks
thing
in
you
Spanish.
like? What's one thing you like about visiting Illinois?
Let's see what you learned from your brother. Corn
And-
can sing songs in Spanish that he doesn't know the words to, but he can mimic the sounds because he's listened to like my bachata songs and all that stuff.
Answer, Eldon. What's one thing you like about visiting Illinois?
Oh, seeing my brother and and Molly and the babies.
Yairo, peace out, man.
Later, Yairo.
Oh, you're going to Progressive Voices stream? Nah,
no,
I just
no.
lost respect for you.
He's just fucking with you.
Yeah, and you spell my name wrong?
Corbin.
I wish I could have voted for Bernie 10,000 times more too. They probably only let you do that for other candidates so that you can get the credit for it there.
Yo quiero saber si André habla español. Si André habla español, yo le hablo en español, pero Corn no te va a decir nada.
Trump pardoning Rob Balojevic is frustrating too.
Blagojevich.
Because that guy is just as corrupt as he. I heard he was like selling phone conversations in jail for money or something like that.
Yeah, that dude is on another level.
And the fact that Trump pardons him, there's not really any news coverage around it. Like,
There's a
there's
little
so
bit.
much. There's so much just stuff going on that we don't even know about. That's so corrupt. That's scary to think about. Like, Trump's probably doing so much worse stuff, like little things of like putting so much more money in his friends' pockets that we don't even know about. That like it just frustrates me thinking about it.
Marshall Hashtag with like the ultimate like non-Spanish speaker like sing despacito. To prove that you speak Spanish, sing despacito.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I know. But it's just that like you wouldn't be able to speak Spanish, but you could definitely sing songs
yeah,
in
yeah.
Spanish that you don't know the words to.
Well, I don't really know the words to the song. I could sing it when it's in the background. Like there was that Frank Reyes Princesa song.
Yeah.
And then
But then
I
you did
thought I knew
but
it.
then So then little
yeah.
story. I took him to Santo Domingo, and we were in the city, not like any touristy part. And I took him to a karaoke night at some bar, and he was like, "I'm gonna sing Princesa," and I was like, "Yo, just so you know,
It's tough.
That's a hard song. Like the chorus is kind of fast, and he's like, "Nah, I know it." And he got up on stage and he was
and
trying
I
to
thought I
sing
knew it perfectly
and
because like when it comes on the radio or I played it on my iPod, I like had it down to a science. I knew all the things, but it's because like the music was in my ear, so I can say it without saying it, and like you knew that the background of the song was gonna be on.
And he got up on the stage and he starts trying to sing, and he just froze. And I had to get up on stage and
I
like
think
kind
I
of
even
like
said to you one point, I was like, "This is a
You-
different version." I was like, "This isn't the right version." You're
Yeah.
like, "No, this is it."
I was like, "No, this is the song. This is the same song they've always
Yeah,
played."
because like the chorus and like the inner parts of the song, I was like, this is a totally different song. I've never heard this before in my life.
Oh,
All right, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks everybody for sitting and watching and asking and talking and sitting and farting and drinking and eating and
Mexican
sitting.
food, Puerto Rican food, Dominican food. Yo, hold on, Julie. Dominican, Puerto Rican food, off the hook. Colombian food, oh my God, amazing, amazing. And right or wrong? I've taken
Yeah.
corn. I've taken corn to Dominican Republic.
I also don't eat a lot of things, so
Colombia.
we're like, and it's super cheap too for amazing food. And they give you so much. And we were on the beach, and it's like they had this fresh fish, and everyone was eating it in our crew, and like they bring it straight from like on the beach. They bring you French fries, and I think I got like the grilled chicken, remember? And it was like fresh fish.
Yo,
Everybody
we'll
was
be
like-
in like some place that has the best food, best seafood, whatever. And corn will be like, "Yo, you think they could just give me chicken with French fries, maybe?"
Colombian food is max from Julie.
Yeah, Colombian food is, oh my God, off the hook.
Favorite DR dish.
Sofa King. I'm not accepting calls right now, but
I'm like 6 feet tall.
hold on. Someone had said something.
Thanks, Mandy, for the hearts. I'm not a cat person, but thank you.
Oh, Sono asked if I'm having a son. In August.
No preference as long as it's a healthy baby.
Yeah, healthy baby.
I don't know if men want sons over daughter. It depends.
You-
I've always wanted a son, but then I have 2 daughters now, and it's like I wouldn't change it for the world.
So the thing with having a son, before you have your first kid, you don't know anything. So you want a son because that's what you know. You know what it's like to be a guy. You know.
Yeah, I've never had a conversation of a girl having a period or something like that.
Yeah,
or
so
having
that's tough to know that you're having a girl before you have your first kid, but then you have your girl, and then you're like, this is amazing. But you also know that society society favors men. So you know that having a daughter, it's going to be tough because you have to like really work extra
Sexist.
hard to make sure that they learn how to take care of themselves and be confident and be in a world where really it's just male dominated. So like,
Well, hopefully it's on the right trajectory.
because I have a daughter now, we both had our daughters around the same time, our first ones, and like
That arm behind me. Sofa King.
Sofa King. If I had,
All right. Love you guys. Thanks for watching.
I could do this all night, man.
Love you
This is
guys.
fun.